What's happening? Happy Thanksgiving. The time where we can all just put everything aside and just eat absolutely everything possible. That's what I'm about to go do. It's 12 p.m. This is going to be a quick little excerpt, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably do a part 1 and then maybe wrap up a part 2 tonight after Duke plays and after I eat 2, maybe 3 times, and I might be in a food coma, so part 2 may not happen the way I want it to, but we're gonna try. I'm finally getting over whatever bird flu, strep throat I had. My voice works a little better now. So past 2 games, Furman, Duke thrashed them. Started off a little slow, but it wasn't too much to say about these games. It was same with today playing Portland State. You should see an ass whooping like we've been seeing. But they played Furman in the campus game of the PK80 tournament. 92-63. Things I saw was Grayson Allen looked a little shaky. He 2 for 9, 5 points. And what I heard was he's not 100% healthy. He's had some nagging injuries already because he plays so damn hard. He just does. He goes 140% every play. And, you're going to have little tweaks and little bruises and little strains. He's going to have that. So the good news is the insane amount of talent around him, you kind of barely noticed it. Carter Jr. started out strong and 14 points, 9 rebounds, 6 of 7 shooting, some dunks, some putbacks. Bagley, there was a little stretch in the game where he just went the fuck off. Post up 3, block, dunk. I'm like, okay. And he looked over at the bench. It's over. It's like, yeah, we know. we know. So with that, and then you had Duval with an efficient 9 for 12, 18 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He was slashing, getting some good layups. He just, he played really well. Pretty much everyone did. Like I said, Grayson Allen, we'll see today. We'll see how he looks today. They traveled and it's been a few days, but we'll see. I mean, if it's really nagging and it's a problem, I'd rather him sit out this game. But I don't know too much. I just know what Coach K said. And, they're going to be okay either way. The main thing is that nothing that's a little injury turns into a big injury on a game like today against Portland State. Not overlooking them at all, but, it's his health in the long run when it matters. So, and there's some tough games coming up in this tournament that I'll get into in part 2 of this episode probably. But Duke, they'll be tested in this tournament, and it'll be interesting. It's on short rest, and it's kind of, back to back to back, and it'll be good to see them tested. I'm excited for it. Michigan State was a test. They passed, even without Bagley. So let's see these tests, see how they pass. Arizona didn't pass their test, and we'll get into that as well. NC State knocking off Arizona, which from what I heard and what I've seen, NC State is garbage this year. I know they're 5-0. They haven't played nobody, but they just played Arizona, and maybe people didn't see the talent of NC State and what they actually have. But the thing is just Arizona, Michigan State, they have more experience. They're better than Duke. Well, they get beat by Duke. And Arizona, they're the clear number 1 team. So much talent and experience. Yeah, they're not Duke. And I feel like people just say that because they don't want to say the obvious, and they don't want to be like a Duke homer because people hate Duke so much. So if you praise Duke, then people talk shit about you. I don't know. And this is the beginning of the season, so just because Arizona lost, it doesn't mean they suck, you know. But right now, Duke is the consensus, unanimous, clear number one team in the nation. Whatever that means, if it means they have a bigger target on their back, they get everybody's best shot, which is always the case. Just the fact of the matter is, right now, they're the clear number one team. That's it. Who cares? But don't put them third. I see, college basketball experts put them third, second, fourth. What are you doing? Like, now you have no excuse because they beat Michigan State and Arizona got beat by who? Oh, NC State. Right, okay. Which NC State said, well, Arizona's the number one team in the nation to us. That's what their coach said. Yeah, put that in the back of your head for when they have to play Duke twice. Just remember that he said Duke, he took a shot at Duke and said, we're going to play Arizona, which is the clear number one team. Okay, well, congrats. You beat the quote-unquote clear number one team. Pat yourself on the back for when you go like 1-12 in the ACC. Anyways, that's enough of me roasting NC State. This tournament will be, like I said, a good test. I'm excited to see it. I'm trying to pull up a few things. Oh, one thing I wanted to piggyback on with that Furman game is Alex O'Connell. What's up, dude? He looked outstanding. He got 12 minutes. 4 for 5, 2 threes, 10 points. Just looked like, for me, Alex O'Connell, I know he hasn't been in a gigantic game yet. He looked Luke Kennardish the way he was just kind of gliding around, always in the right spaces, making these slick little moves here and there. And then the jump shot that's just quick and it's just good form. He's lengthy, so it's not going to get blocked. Like, defenders are undersized height-wise and length-wise on him. And, he just pull up, bang. And it just looked like he was comfortable. I know it was Furman, and I know it was at Duke. But he just kind of looks like one of them kids that the moment isn't too big for him. He's not like, kind of saw it with Derek Thornton. It would just look like he gets the ball and he's like, oh my God, I'm a freshman at Duke. Oh shit, I dropped the ball. Like, that's kind of what it looked like. And that's okay when you're a freshman, especially not a top 10 freshman. And, big moments happen, or even just, playing for Duke at Duke, that's a big moment in itself. He gets in there, he's a rookie. He hasn't had much time under his belt at all. And he's just comfortable. And the team is so behind him. The team is so together and so behind everyone. But you could just tell, like, they're just so happy that he's doing good. Same with, whoever comes in, whether it be Goldwire, Bolden, Vrank, Delorier especially. He's looked just like a ball of energy. But against Furman, when O'Connell was in, it just seemed like he could do no wrong. Again, it's against Furman. But that's good signs early, and we're going to see how that plays out. I'd expect him to get some minutes in this tournament. It's a couple games in a couple days, and you need to find minutes for people like him and Goldwire and Bolden when you can. So, that was good to see. Shout out to whoever told me that Jack White's name, he got so big over the offseason that his name will be Jacked White. I like that. And he got 4 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 shots taken. So shout out to Jacked White. Even if, he's not the greatest basketball player of all time, he could probably out-bench press you. So I feel like we had a fitness competition against the rest of the ACC of strongest men and stuff like that. I think Jack White and Vrank would definitely be maybe 1 and 2. So that's pretty dope, I guess. Doesn't matter at all. But today, pull this up. Yesterday you had NC State knocking off Arizona, correction, by 6 points, not 10. The Notre Dame-Wichita State game, it was a crazy game if you got to see that in the Maui Invitational. Notre Dame won. They toughed it out. Bonzie Colson still acting like Bonzie Colson. I can't stand him. He always drops 40 against Duke for some reason, but I think we have a good matchup for him this year. We actually have people we can throw at him to guard him and stuff, but he's kind of like that Delorier role. He's just a energy ball, and if Delorier was on Notre Dame, he'd be getting huge minutes, and his numbers would be inflated like crazy. So, but we have a plethora of guys we can throw at him this year. And, that's about it today. You got UNC playing Portland. I'm hoping for a Michigan State-UNC matchup in this tournament. That'll be dope. And you got Duke and Portland State at 4:30. Duke's a 25-point favorite. So, never complaining when Duke's playing. I'll be eating right around that time, 5:30. That'll be my, second Thanksgiving meal of the day. So, I don't know. I might pass out or explode. I'm not sure. I'm super excited to eat sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows and pecans and all that stuff on the top. Everybody's like, it's so healthy for you, sweet potatoes. I'm like, where do you get these facts? It's anyways, we'll say that, though. It doesn't matter on Thanksgiving. Then, turkey, ham, gravy, mashed potatoes, pecan pie, pumpkin pie. Presley, her mother made a pumpkin cheesecake. Super stoked to try that. And I'm about to head to my dad's now. That'll be the first meal. Then head to Presley's, watch the game, eat again if I can, and just live it up. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Like I said, I just wanted to knock out a little part 1. And when I get back, I'll knock out part 2, talk about the game, what we saw. We should see just a good cohesive unit on both ends of the floor. Work from the inside out. Please work from the inside out. It can't fail. And just see who gets some bench minutes, see who makes an impact that maybe flew under the radar that you didn't think would make an impact. I always like seeing that when you see that 1 or 2 guys off the bench or what have you that, he had 5 steals. He had, he threw in 10 points. Delorier had 12 rebounds. I like seeing those little things because those are just great confidence builders for the guys who are only getting 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 5 minutes. I love seeing that confidence. Like I said, the Alex O'Connell confidence that I saw after he did all that and after the team was so behind him and whatnot. I love seeing that because that means a lot in the long run. You've seen players not have confidence before. Andre Dawkins, I've seen him just look like he doesn't know how to play basketball. His confidence, he was depressed. He dealt with a lot with his sister passing away unexpectedly. And not only that, but on the court, he just come in and do dumb stuff that you knew just wasn't Andre Dawkins. But you also saw him build confidence at the same time. He's an absolute flamethrower. Same with Grayson his freshman year. He was struggling, not getting the minutes. He looked down. He looked out of place. He didn't look comfortable at all. His play was showing that he wasn't comfortable. And then in that Wake Forest game at Duke, he came in and dropped 30. Crazy dunk, crazy block. That built him up for the future, and you saw it happen. So those things are great, and that's important for this team too. The bench minutes are huge. I love seeing guys come off the bench and put in good minutes. And we have the talent, or Duke has the talent, to bring guys off the bench. So I like that. We will see. Gonna go watch that and some football. And yeah, man. Enjoy it. And I'll be back for part 2 in the football games. I'm expecting Dallas to let me down, as usual. And the other 2 games I could care less about, but we'll watch them. So enjoy it. Day full of sports, day full of eating. I'm about to go be in a food coma. I'll be back for part 2. And until then, I'm out. And happy Thanksgiving once again. Okay, we're here with part 2. It is Friday around 12 p.m. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I would have wrapped this up last night when I finally got back home. However, I was in no shape to do anything other than lay on the couch, doze in and out of sleep, and finally drag myself up to my bed where I slept my food coma off until, a few minutes ago. Yesterday was cool. Ate about 10 different types of desserts. Ate 3 times. Probably more food than I eat in a 3-day period. That one 7-hour span yesterday. So that's just what you do on Thanksgiving. And that's what I do every year. and it's what I'm going to do, on these Christmas get-togethers or whatever. But I'm feeling good now. And got to watch the Duke game yesterday and watched a little recap of it today. It started out a little rough. I'm going to be honest. It started out, part 1 of this was before the game. And I said, imagine Duke to thrash them. And, they win by 18 points. But the 18-point win doesn't tell the story of the game. The story of the game, at least in the first half, was Portland State came to play. Portland State wanted to run the floor, push the pace, and play physical as fuck. And Duke came out with some sloppy, careless defense and some sloppy offense filled with turnovers and missed free throws. Combination of this gave Portland State the lead for the basically entire first half. I wasn't sitting there worrying like crazy about it. If you know Duke, when they go into halftime, anything other than excellent, then Coach K really delivers one hell of a halftime speech. I don't know if it's a speech or, I don't know if he goes in there and raps a diss track to some, Tupac beat or, says more cuss words than regular words. I don't know what he does. I've heard stories from past Duke players that say they were almost, scared going into the locker room. But you do what you got to do, and he does what he has to do, and one of the reasons why he's the best coach of all time. Came out in the second half, switched to zone, looked a lot better. In the first part of this, I said I want to see confidence builders for bench players, and I said Alex O'Connell looked good. I want to see a few other things for other people. That first half, Alex O'Connell came in and delivered an outstanding spark. He finished up with 9 points in 13 minutes. And another person who showed up was Marquise Bolden. Wendell Carter Jr. was having some trouble in the first half. Bolden put in 18 minutes, 10 rebounds, 8 points. He looked good. But so did Alex O'Connell. He came right in, layup, then alley-oop to Bagley. Crazy spin move, layup thing where they handed him the ball, defender on his left. He just jumped up, spun around, found the basket, laid it up. It was impressive. It reminds me of Luke Kennard a lot. How he's just so, he's just gliding around, and he's so quick and just, he's skinny and small, but he's 6'6", length. He's got that length. Reminds me a lot of Luke Kennard, and how he looked so calm at all times. I saw he was I don't even know what he was doing when somebody found him for a three on the right side of the court, and it looked like he was almost looking at his shoelaces or some shit. And he's like, oh shit, the ball. And then just in the split, bang, bang. Caught it, feet set, three, bang. I'm like, damn, looking good. And with their good contributions in the first half, they started in the second half for Trent and Wendell Carter. They stayed in for a few minutes, but then they came out, and you really didn't see any of them for basically the rest of the meaningful second half. I just kind of thought that was weird. At least to give somebody a breather or something at this, 9-minute mark or some shit. They didn't really come back in for any meaningful minutes in the second half, a little bit at the very end. So that's going to be interesting to see today. Today they play Texas. And that's, some people are saying, is the starting lineup going to change? Whatever. I don't think so. For Trent, he's just got to keep shooting. He's fine. He shot 2 for 8, 1 for 5 from 3, 11 points. That's good and all. He took some smart shots. He missed a couple. But he's good on defense. He's a dog. He's a talker. And a lot of those shots that he's throwing up are going to start falling. Same for Grayson, probably. I mean, same stat line, kind of. 2 for 7, 1 for 6 from 3. 9 assists, which is extremely impressive, especially when he's not the point guard. That means someone's finding him, and then he's making something out of that, even though it's not a shot. He's creating in other ways, and he had 9 assists. But those are our guys. I mean, yeah, Grayson Allen and Gary Trent can do all things. They can drive, dunk, dish, rebound, everything. But they're also 2 of our shooters. Shooters shoot, percentages balance out. They both started out hot. Now they're cooling off. They'll get back at it. It'll even out. They'll be fine. Now, if Grayson Allen's wrist is hurting or whatever they're saying, that can affect your shot, obviously. If they're fatigued, that can affect your shot. You don't have your legs under you, that can affect your shot. And those could be potential possibilities as well. O'Connell's hot right now, so maybe he gets a few additional minutes. Man-to-man defense is so terrible. O'Connell is not a good defender at all in the sense of man-to-man. He is lengthy, so that can be hidden in the zone, and it can help in the zone. But not only him in man-to-man, it's a lot of people for Duke. Being a freshman, all these freshmen, they're not used to having to lock up on defense. They have the potential. They don't have the, I don't want to say care, but they just don't have the experience, I guess, in high school and stuff. They're not playing lock-up defense the whole game. And that can make you tired as fuck. Doing that for 40 minutes or 30 minutes in a D1 college basketball game. And you're seeing that because guys are getting around these Duke defenders like it's nothing, and when they shouldn't be. So playing zone the whole second half really slowed the pace. It changed the tempo. It changed the game. It changed Portland State. They were lost out there. And it's one of the main reasons why this lead grew to the way it did. And there's nothing wrong with that. You adjust to what you need to adjust to. The best coaches make adjustments. The best teams make adjustments. You don't say, we're a man-to-man school. We'll only ever play man-to-man because that's what we do and we're not bitches. Okay. If zone's going to win you the game, you go to zone. And then you work on man-to-man in practice later or whatever the fuck you want to do. They made the adjustments and they won. And that's one of the reasons why they won. So, I'm not mad at that. I saw people acting like they were bitches because they went to zone. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. I hate people. I can't, if I don't ever retweet something you tweet or favorite something you tweet or whatever it is, so much of the time, I just don't get on my timeline. Because there's so much dumb, brainless things said on Twitter or wherever it is, the news, whatever, that I just try to ignore it. So I'll send out something I'm thinking or something, and I'll just get off. I try to never be negative, or I try to be kind of comedic and interesting, I guess, mixed with some knowledge. And hopefully that's not annoying, But it's a free country, I guess. So yeah, Portland State, it kind of pissed me off a little bit how chippy and physical they were being. You saw somebody try to throw a punch at Wendell Carter. He punched him in the chest, and Wendell was like, "What the fuck was that? A fly landing on me?" And it was Deontay North actually. So shout out to him for getting ejected for being just kind of acting like a wannabe thug or something. He was just acting like, I'm out here to be an asshole and it's going to help us win the game. And it was helping. But the thing is who is he? Deontay North, who are you? Nobody knows him. So he did all that shit and got ejected. And the same time he was punching Wendell Carter, just because Wendell's bigger than him, and grabbed the rebound and was like, get off. This other dude pretty much pushed Grayson down and then started teabagging him, trying to entice him to do anything. And that guy, I don't even know his name. He's not going to catch any flack for that. He's not going to make any headlines for that. Nothing will be said of Deontay North or whoever that dude was teabagging Grayson Allen at all. Nothing said. They don't know who they are. They're nobody. And that's that. Grayson didn't react, and a big thing was Duval and Gary Trent came over there, grabbed him, took him out of the situation, was like, get the fuck out. We're not letting anything happen to you. We're going to beat these dudes. Let's go get out. And that's big. I like seeing that because all the teammates, they have togetherness, and they play as one, and they got each other's backs, and that's huge. It's almost like you're going into a fight. Obviously, it's just a game, but you're going into a competition with another team. You don't want to be battling your own teammates. So to see that togetherness this early, this young team, these, some of them have cocky attitudes in the past and things. So to see them together like that, that's huge. It doesn't look like any jealousy. It doesn't look like any selfishness so far from anyone, and that's awesome. But what I was saying was, they did all that, those Portland State players, and you're not going to hear anything about it. When that dude was teabagging Grayson Allen, if he would have shoved him, if he would have tried to get up fast, if anything would have happened, he's going to make 70 headlines or 70,000 headlines these days. It's going to be blown out of proportion. They're going to examine every move, try to find out, did he try to trip him? Is that what happened? Did he try to trip that guy? The dude was teabagging the fuck out of him. I would have it's hard to hold back in those situations. I get it. Because everyone has tempers. Everyone loses control. It happens, especially in a situation like that. He didn't do anything. He just said, what the fuck? Got up, walked away. Okay, cool. And then in the second half, later on, when he was trying to probably take out his anger and dunk on everyone, they gave him a bullshit foul and got up in his face and stuff. They were talking the whole game. Portland State was, talking the whole game. I saw it. I saw them pushing around Duval, talking shit to him. He tried to dunk on him. He missed. They started running their mouth, and you could tell Duval was getting, chirping back, which I like that. Never let it get out of hand, but let them know with your play. And then if you want to say scoreboard bitch, go ahead. Coach K might not like that. But Grayson went up for that dunk and got fouled, and they're getting all up in his face and stuff. It seems like they're just like wishing they would hurt him or something. So he claps, let's go. Fucking technical. And what makes headlines? Grayson Allen back to his old ways. It's clapping. Wow, okay. Like, did you see the Westbrook and Durant shit going on? Like, I don't even think one of them got a technical for anything they did. Grayson Allen literally got fouled and clapped about it and said, he was like, okay, like, that was cool. I'm going to shoot these free throws now. Technical. Okay. I guess, dude. And you don't hear anything about this dude punching Wendell, this other dude teabagging Grayson, them playing physical, doing some cheap shit, dirty shit, talking the whole game. You hear Grayson Allen receives technical. Oh, my God, everybody look. Fuck off, I guess. I don't know. It's just annoying to me. Everyone just wants to hate him so bad. They want to hate him so bad. But he didn't do anything wrong, and they tried and tried and tried to get him to do something wrong, and he didn't do anything wrong. Shout out to him on that dunk in the first half. He dunked on the whole state of Portland. Shout out to that block that Grayson Allen had. It's quite impressive. He came out of nowhere and was like, no, not happening. And, it was a good test, and hopefully they learned something from that first half. And, they played today, and that's going to be interesting. They play Texas. Texas is good. Texas handled Butler like it was no problem. Mohamed Bamba, he's a big dude. He could get 18 rebounds today. He could block a couple people, 7 or 8 times. We have the size too. We have the depth. The more talent, the better players, the better team, the better coach, the better background. We have everything better than them, but that doesn't mean in one game it can slip away. It's one game. Duke has been the underdog plenty of times and won. So, right now they're like a 5-point favorite. And the thing is, I could see Duke being fatigued, tired, all the realms of the banged up a little bit. But I don't think they're going to underestimate anyone. And I'm never going to say I think Duke's going to lose this game on any game this year. But you could potentially make a case for it. Back-to-back games on the West Coast. Cards are stacked against them, but it's not an underdog mentality. So what I mean by that is it could make the game closer than normally you would think. And I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be an interesting game. And we'll recap it. That's another thing with these episodes is every time I knock one out, I have to talk about something else. But these back-to-back-to-back games, they're happening so quick that it's like I almost need to wait till they're all over to talk. But I'm going to get this one out and, we'll knock another one out after this. So, as long as Duke beats Texas, they will play at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I know, it's pretty late. On Sunday against the winner of Florida and Gonzaga, right? Gonzaga, whatever you want to say. Let me double check to make sure. But the Mohamed Bamba versus, Bagley, Carter, Bolden, Javin, I'm excited to see that. I just want to see how they fare up against him. And I think ultimately Duke will win. Again, I'm going to say that, of course. But yeah, as long as they win, Sunday 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, they'll play the winner of Florida and Gonzaga. Florida's number 7 team in the country. Gonzaga's number 17 team in the country. So they're playing today at 11 on ESPN2 if you want to catch that. Right now, Florida's 2-point favorite. That's going to be a good game. And Duke getting past Texas will be a big feat, and it'll be great to see, and it'll be great to see what you can come away with from that game. And then Sunday, it's going to be a great test, whoever they play. So it's a lot to be excited about. Another thing to be excited about is UNC versus Arkansas today at 3:30. And, that game last year, I was at it. UNC, Arkansas in the tournament. Arkansas is up 5 with a little time left, 2 minutes, something like that. A couple really questionable calls. And then Arkansas kind of choking and multitude of things. UNC scraping away. And ultimately winning one of the flukiest national championships I've ever seen in my life. Scraped away with so many games, shot such a terrible percentage, referee questionable calls, but whatever. I don't care. That was last year. So catch that game because it's going to be a good one, I think. But yeah, that's the main takeaways from yesterday is it was a chippy game. They tested Duke. Duke passed the test. And I don't think you can bully this team. Again, you can try to be physical with this team. You can try to start shit. You can try to get under their skin. This team has toughness written all over it. Trayvon Duval, he's game as fuck. Grayson Allen's game. He's been through it for 4 years, and he's game. Gary Trent Jr., after he came off the bench in the second half, he immediately went out there and shoved the fuck out of somebody out of bounds. I was like, he's a dog. He's game. And then down low, you have the monsters. You have Carter, Bolden, Javin. Javin took a hard fall. I thought he broke his spine or something. The way he hit the ground so hard he bounced off the ground. And I don't think he came back in much after that, so I hope he's all right. And then you got Bagley, which, man, dude, hell of a game, first of all. 18 points, 15 rebounds would have been a hell of a lot more points if he just would have hit his free throws. For sure, work on that. I mean, the dude is amazing, but I hope his free throws balance out just because he's going to the line a lot. So that is it's not a worry at all. Props to him. He's amazing. But just maybe work on it a little bit. I just hope it's not something serious like has like a Shaq issue. I just hope it kind of balances out over the season. Get to that 70, 79% range. He just seems like he's always in the right spot for the rebounds. Somebody misses a three, just at Bagley. Bagley misses his own shot, double teamed in the post, gets it, puts it back. Whatever it is, he's in there. And that takes a lot of determination to be getting positioned through 2 and 3 guys, whether they're undersized or the same size as you. And with him and Carter being down there like that, it's huge. Carter didn't have a good first half, came out in the second half, had a great second half. Some post moves, some dunks, some blocks. It was good. So that's the takeaway from this game was the bigs are still being the bigs, and no threes, no problem. 4 for 18 from 3. It's 22%. No problem. You know why? Because just like UNC last year, Duke rebounded a ton of those misses and put them back for dunks. And that was big. I thought Trayvon Duval, 22 points. He came out strong in the second half, and a couple running the floor, take it myself layups that were, or get fouled and make the free throws. That was big time for not a great assist game. He did great passing the ball pretty much every other game this year. Like 5 or 6 turnovers, only 2 assists, but the efficient 22 points kind of makes up for it in my opinion. He played a big 37 minutes, and I don't know what it is. It's like he takes long strides that are low to the ground, and he's another one of those people that he just looks like he's gliding. He's really fast, baseline to baseline, and it just looks like he's kind of gliding, and then he goes up for the layup, gets fouled, things of that nature. So that 22 points, leading the team, that was big from him yesterday for that game. Again, they tried to get under his skin too, and it didn't work. So yeah, today, I hope we see more of the same. If we do take 18 threes, I hope you hit more than 4 of them. But if you miss, hopefully jump on the boards and rebound. This Texas game should be a good game, and I guess I could splice that as part 3, but I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded because by then the content of whatever I said yesterday isn't even going to matter. But yeah, like I said, good confidence builder for O'Connell, good confidence builder for Bolden. Really like what we're seeing from O'Connell. And continue to play from the inside out, crash the boards, get some easy putbacks, win the rebounding game, and play some good defense. Might see zone the whole game today. We'll see. I'd like to see more pick and roll with Duval. I feel like the bigs that we have, Carter, Bolden, Bagley, especially Carter and Bagley, pick and roll with Duval. If we're in the half court, pick and roll, Duval go to the basket, get a layup, get fouled. If they both, hedge on him, dump it to Bagley for the mid-range or the dunk or the layup, the putback, whatever. It seems like it can't fail. And like I said, if they collapse, O'Connell and Grayson on the wings or Trent and Grayson on the wings, it just seems like he hadn't seen much of that. So I would like to see that, see how it plays out, see how Bamba can defend the pick and roll. That would be interesting today. But it's going to be a good game. A lot to look forward to with that and the UNC-Arkansas game. Definitely pulling for Arkansas. But I wouldn't be mad at watching Michigan State versus UNC on Sunday. So we shall see. Thank you for listening. Appreciate everyone. Tough game, tough start, rough start, sloppy first half. But, fighting through adversity, it's nothing to be upset about. That was a good team. And they made adjustments and beat the hell out of them in the second half. So, and Grayson didn't, get tempted to punch anybody, which I would have. So, props to him for that, passing that test. And it's really necessary that he continues to pass those tests as people continue to test him. So, I'm going to get this up and get ready for this game. I'll be back to recap. And as long as you win, Sunday's going to be a good one as well. So, appreciate everyone. Happy post-Thanksgiving Day. And happy Thanksgiving. I'm out.